guys, welcome to Inherited Manor Challenge 2023. Now, this video is a startup guide. We'll talk about how to use a save file, the gallery download, how to actually get started, and answer some questions that you may have as you get going, especially if this is your first time doing one of the Inherited Manor challenges. So, if you haven't already read all of the rules, I recommend doing that before you watch this video, so just so you have a better understanding of where the challenge is going. You can check out those either on Reddit or Tumblr, both of which are linked in the video description down below. I'll also have a link to the save file and all sorts of other fun stuff. So, if you're not already familiar with the challenge and you didn't listen to me and read the other rules first, the Inherited Manor challenge is basically a room by room fixing up gameplay and build mode challenge. As you can see, all of the rooms in this manor have absolutely been destroyed, and it's your job to move a sim in and fix it. You'll start over here in this little carriage house apartment, and once it's all sorted, you can move on to the main home. There are a total of 19 rooms, each with their own unique goals and targets, all of which are in those rules that I just mentioned. Now, if you have all these packs currently shown on screen, don't worry, I will get to, if you don't have all these packs, how you can still play. But if you do have all of these packs and you have a PC, I highly recommend using the save file for the sort of maximum challenge element. So let's talk about how to get that save file first. As you're reading through the Tumblr post, which will look something like this once it's actually posted, you will come across a link at the bottom that will look like this, the sim file share link. Now, this will also be on the Reddit post, however, I can't really do a Reddit post draft, so I can't show you that. But you will follow this link and it will bring you to a page that looks like this. Make sure that it does indeed say February 23rd, 2023. That's how you know you have the right file, and we're going to download it. The Bean has come to help, so if you hear him, he's just hanging out doing helpful things. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go to Documents, Electronic Arts, Sims 4, Saves. Now you'll notice all of these have slot, underscore, and then a string of numbers. I don't know why these two files are here. They shouldn't be there. I'll change that in a minute. So all of your files, you have slot, underscore, 8 numbers. Now some of these have letters, some of them have extra numbers after the fact. Don't pay attention to any of those. What you want to look and see is if you have any slot right now that's slot, underscore, 8 numbers that matches this slot, underscore, 8 numbers. Of course I do, since I uploaded the save file. So if I were to save this now, I will get like a notification here. Now if I didn't want to overwrite that, I would select no, and then you just need to change literally any one of these numbers. I could just change this to a 4, and now I can save it, and I'm good to go. That will put the save file into your game. Now automatically you'll see resume with one of 2 sims up there. That is because I do technically have a last played house in the save file. All save files will technically have a last played household. It's just how the game works. So you can select play from the load game menu, and this is what it's going to look like. So you'll have the option to resume playing the party house household. Again, this is just because the game has to have a last played household, but you'll find the Inherited Manor house right here. Now when you open the lot from the save file, it should look like this. You should notice a lot of burned items. You should notice piles of ashes, burned floor. Of course, there are going to be some items that didn't burn, right? The sink, for example, the chair over here, this counter and stool. But for the most part, there are going to be a lot of burned items, dirt on the floor, stuff like that. If you notice that most of the items are repaired, or even all of them are repaired, what has happened is you started the save file without one of the necessary packs enabled. Unfortunately, if the game has to replace one thing, it will replace all of the damaged items. This is really frustrating. You can still play though. To keep the challenge going, I would recommend just going through and deleting any of the items that are supposed to be burned, which is pretty much everything. So if you are on console or you don't have all the packs, or for whatever reason the gallery download is what's going to work best for you, you can search by item name, which will be Inherited Manor 2023. Currently nothing is showing up. That's because as I'm recording this, the challenge is not technically live yet. Or you can search by EA account ID and search my ID, which is Sam and Bean. And there we go. Again, the Inherited Manor challenge is not on here yet because the challenge is not live as I'm recording this, but it will just be in the most recent. If it's not, I recommend sorting by most popular. The Inherited Manor challenge does tend to rise to the top. Here's the first one I did, here's the base game, so if you're not finding it, sort by most popular. Odds are it will get up there. But this is what it's going to look like. Now you can use play slot. Go with furnished. From the outside, it doesn't really look that different. However, when we move inside, you'll notice that first of all the lights are on because the lot just saves differently, right? And I removed all of the burned items. You do still have some dirt to clean up, and because all of the smoke damage on the floor does not place with the gallery, if you have city living, you will have the filthy lot trait enabled, and you do have to keep that on for the duration of the challenge just to try and even things out a little bit. Another really important difference, right, with the save file and the gallery download is the save file does have the ghosts already living on the lot as opposed to the gallery download, which does not keep the ghosts, but you will have a little bit easier time playing without the ghosts going through and breaking stuff. Once you're ready to actually add a ghost to your family, if you choose to do that, you can find all of the urns, still drag them to place them as a headstone in the yard, in the graveyard, wherever you decide to put that, and then if you want to add the ghost to your family, you can find them on the gallery. So for example, the back deck ghost is Johnny Zest. So when you're ready to add him to your family, if you so choose, you'll just search Johnny Zest IMC2023. I did put this all together as just one word. It is also the hashtag for the challenge, which you can see down here. So this is the official ghost that you can add to your family. I'll explain how to do that later on in the video, but for now I would like to move back into the save file to sort of show you guys how to actually get started with the challenge. So back at the world map, you have your lot placed. Now it's time to add your sim. If you had to start a new world, you probably already made your sim and just moved them onto a random lot. So now you can move them in, or you can go into create a sim to create your sim and then move them into the lot. In that case, you'll select the lot, use this little button down in the corner. Now I do recommend that you start with a young adult. I just grabbed one of my more recent sims off the gallery here. I don't really care the character traits or whatever, but starting with a young adult will just sort of put everybody on the same foot as they begin the challenge. So a single young adult, and of course you can't afford the lot, that's fine. Use Control-Shift-C and type free real estate on. I typed it correctly the first try, go me. And then close that again. Console, if you'd like to open up the cheat bar, it is all 4 trigger buttons. Now you can select the lot and move in. It is raining, which I feel like is fitting for the challenge. So the first thing you're going to have to do is open up your cheat bar again and type testing cheats on. This will give you a confirmation code, and then money 1,000. This will give you your $1,000 sort of starting budget. That's just to help you replace a couple of the items that you feel that you may need to replace more quickly to get your sim going. If you really want to go extreme, go ahead and give yourself nothing. Now, whether you're playing with the save file or the gallery download, the order of the rooms is going to be the same, and the goal of the rooms is all going to be the same. You're going to start with going through and replacing and repairing all of the items, and then meeting all of the goals. So for the carriage house, the goals include no ghosts. You have to hit a total net worth of the rooms of 10,000 simoleons, and you have to include a full kitchen, bath, and bedroom with a dresser or wardrobe. I feel like the whole replacing furniture and cleaning the floors is pretty self-explanatory, so let me explain to you guys how to figure out if your room is hitting the target goal yet. For a lot of rooms, this is going to be really easy because they'll just be one piece, but for the carriage house, it's actually going to be 4 different pieces you have to all add together. So once you feel like you're there, go into build mode, select a room. You can see that this house has the 3 rooms all on the main floor, and then the 1 room upstairs for the bedroom. Once you have your room selected, use the Save to My Library option here and select Save Room. We don't actually need to save the room to the gallery. All we're looking to do is check and see the value of the room. Now this value does include the walls and the windows and the flooring type and all of that stuff, all of which you're more than welcome to change, but what we want to do is go through and select each one of those 4 rooms and then add them up. So we have 3,700 here, another 3,600 so far for the kitchen, 1,600 for the bathroom, and 3,400 for the bedroom. Now this does bring it up to 12,000-ish, which is already past the challenge goal, so if you simply just replace all of the furniture, of course you'll already be there. And because when you upload the rooms to the gallery, all of the burned furniture replaces, that is why the room value is still so high. For example, if I take this refrigerator and try to sell it, I'm not actually going to get any money out of it, but if I look at the same refrigerator here, it's actually 500 simoleons. And redecorating is half the fun of the challenge as well. So as you're going through and cleaning things and you get to a room with a ghost, let's talk about how to address the ghosts in the room. And sometimes the ghosts are helpful, sometimes they're not. So here's Eliza. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, get to know you a little bit. Now you do have the option through the challenge to get to know the ghosts and actually add them to your family, or release their spirit to the netherworld and gain sort of a gift from beyond. If you would like to add them to your family, you can, once you get to know them well enough, actually ask them to join your family from the friendly interactions, or you can shift click and force them to be added to your family. Ta-da! However, if you choose to release the ghosts to the netherworld, you'll select their urn and use Release Spirit to Netherworld. It is worth noting that ghosts themselves cannot release other ghosts, only like fully alive humans can. And whether you revive the ghost into human form or not is totally up to you, but if you decide to, please don't use cheats. You will get this notification: releasing will free her spirit from this mortal realm. You will not get this ghost back if you do this, but what you will get, a welcome party, I don't care. What you can do then after you've released the spirit is Control-Shift-C and do Rosebud, which will grant you an additional 1,000 simoleons. So you can either befriend the ghost and add them to your family, no monetary gain, but then you can put them to work, or you can release the spirit to the netherworld and Rosebud gift yourself from the immortal realm an extra 1,000 simoleons. Now though, let's talk about how to do this if you are working from the gallery save and don't actually have the option of just talking to the ghosts on your lot. At that point, what you're going to want to do is do Control-Shift-C and type testing cheats on. They will be enabled, and then cast.full edit mode. Enter. This one does not have a confirmation code, which is kind of sad, but from here you can shift click on any sims in your household and go to modify in CAS. By enabling the full edit mode, you do have the option to just add sims from the gallery, which you can do right here, or from the gallery option up here. Once you select add sim from the gallery, you can look up the ghosts, once again by their name and IMC 2023. Then all you have to do is select place household. We now have another ghost in our family. Now all of the ghosts on the gallery have been basically calibrated to not actually affect your household funds when you add them to your family, so you do not have to worry about that. However, the game is known to bug sometimes, so let's talk about some of the bugs that we do know have been happening with this and how to fix them. Granted, some of them are also just designer oversights, that's my bad. If there are any areas that your sim can't reach, for example up here that I forgot to actually fix the stuff from, you can just go into build mode and fix it, no worries there. Like this little pile of ash isn't technically supposed to be there, but it is too late at this point. Everything's been uploaded and things are moving, so anyway, there's that. Also, if for any reason there is a piece of floor that is really dirty that your sim either cannot reach to clean or is refusing to come clean, it's actually really easy to fix. You just have to grab literally any other floor texture and place it, and that should take care of most of that smoky mess. Now we do still have some leaking in from outside, but again, we can just replace the flooring and it's all gone. Another thing to be aware of, specifically if you are missing any of the packs, is not everything might replace properly. A couple of the playtesters did note that they were actually missing doors and windows, which is weird. So you could just go ahead and add windows back in, and the good news is it counts toward your room requirements. Now since you are supposed to move through this manor one room at a time, it can be really helpful to select doors and lock them for your sims to keep them from wandering around where they shouldn't be yet and cleaning and repairing things that you're not ready to move on to. Some of the spaces are quite large and open though, so if you do have to go into build mode and add a wall and a door temporarily, feel free to do that to help keep your sim sort of corralled, but make sure that you remove it before you go in and check the room total. Now there is one last thing that I do want to address very quickly because it is a super easy thing to fix, but something that tripped up a lot of players with the last challenge, and that is if you click on resume right when you load in the save file. As I mentioned at the start of the video, the save file needs to have a last played household, so if you click resume it will bring you to the last played household, which is the party household. So if you wind up here and you're like, holy cow, how did this happen? No worries, and a lot of people did this, so don't even stress about it. However, this is the wrong lot, obviously, so all you have to do is go into manage worlds, don't bother to save, doesn't matter, and now you can do the exact same thing, get your sim ready, move them into the lot, and now you're ready to go. Now I'm assuming you guys have a couple extra questions, so I'll try to answer those here. Can you stream this challenge, play it on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, whatever? Absolutely. Of course I would like some credit. Let me know if you do also, because I'd love to watch along. Because question number 2, will I actually be playing this challenge? I haven't decided yet. If I do, it'll probably be on TikTok. So I don't know if I will or not, but if anybody else does, I would genuinely love to watch. I absolutely love seeing what people do with my builds. It's like the coolest thing. Third question I assume some of you guys have, is there a base game version? Aside from playing this with limited packs, yes, I do have a base game Inherited Manor challenge. It's Mediterranean style. I released it a couple of years ago. You can find that among the pinned Reddit posts as well. In fact, I'll even add a link to that Reddit post in the description of this video. And with all that being said and done, hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on playing it, what you'd like to see in future challenges, and I look forward to seeing what you do at the place.